Oh, yeah. Okay. They can probably hear me. You can be in it for a second. Hey everyone, can you hear me? Yes, awesome. Okay, we'll give it one more quick minute before we get started. I've got my son standing by in case we have a tech issue. Make sure we get started off well. Who here has something exciting to share from last week? Tabitha, I know you have something exciting to share from today. Can you come in, or are you muted at work?
I'm here. Hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I had an awesome vendor event yesterday, and I actually got a call today to place an order. That was pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. Awesome. Anyone else want to share something? That way we'll wait for the chimes to die down before we actually start the presentation. Anyone else?
Testing. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm on headphones because my phone is not working. So I want to make sure you guys can hear me.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think we're good. It looks like we have everybody on. So welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. My name's Chantel. I know my screen has several names on it, so I share this account with a couple other girls. And I am excited to be in charge of week 2 and getting bookings, especially at your show. So that's something that I love talking about. And I know.
And if I can interrupt a little bit.
Sure.
For those of you who don't know Chantel, getting bookings at shows is one of the things that she is especially good at. And for those of you who don't realize, she's in the top 20 all the time in sales and shows in the company, not just here in Cincinnati, and along with leading an amazing team. So a lot of people don't realize how many excellence awards she's gotten, and she just hit her $1 million in sales. So make sure you listen to what she says, because she does know what she's talking about.
Thank you. Yes. And I think the big thing is getting bookings at your shows. So if you pay attention here and put this into practice, that can really help you grow your business. So I'm going to make sure we can switch to this PowerPoint so you guys can see it. So give me 1 second to do that. And we are recording, so that's a good thing. Thank you. Okay. Can you guys see? Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so this is Achieving a Full Calendar Part 2, and it's how do you find business at your shows. And one of the big things is working while you're at work. Once you have shows on your calendar, when you book more shows at your shows, then you don't have to work as hard outside of the show to keep a full calendar. So that's really your goal, is to have your calendar where you want it and continue to keep it there from the shows that you have. So that's really important. Okay. So we already said, please share about your success and how you did last week. So who here has, it says 8 shows on your calendar for November, but who here has shows on their calendar? Go ahead and jump on and tell us how many you have. Angela, how many do you have?
Sarah, did you say something?
I did. I have 4 starting on December 1st.
Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. So you have 4 December shows?
Yes.
Way to go. Okay. Anyone else have November or December shows on their calendar?
I have 4 for November and I have 2 for December.
Jimmy? Okay, 4 for November and 2 for December. Love it. Okay. Who did a power hour? I can see a hand going up. Can you come in, or are you muted?
Oh, I'm here.
Awesome. Sorry, it doesn't show your name. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Laurel. Yeah,
Laurel. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't show it on my screen. So how did your power hour go?
It went pretty good. I did 2 of them, actually. And I left a lot of messages and then a bunch of follow-up. I've got 2 babies for this month and a fundraiser, and I have a vendor show in December. So
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So a really busy schedule. I love it. And then anyone else just want to share something that went well this week?
Hey, Chantel, it's Amber.
Hey, what went well this week?
Sorry, I just had to go out and get my calendar. What went well this week was my vendor event. I feel like usually I do get like outside contacts and things like that, and I get to mingle and network. But I often feel like when I leave those, really disappointed. And I had $300 in sales when I left, and I had a party booked and one person that is a lead. So I felt really good about that. So that's what I'm proud of.
Awesome. And did you do anything different to get different results?
Well, I knew what I was talking about a lot more, and I was probably more confident than I was at previous shows, I'm guessing. Also did a cash and carry.
Okay.
So.
Awesome. Awesome.
And I had a drawing for the Christmas cookie cutters.
Okay. So it sounds like you tried all kinds of good. Well, congratulations on an awesome vendor event. Anyone else before we move on? And I can only see a couple of you. So if you're waving your hand, I can't see it. Just jump in and talk would be great.
I do have something exciting to share, Chantel. I have another recruit lead. So, actually, one of my current hosts had just messaged me. We were talking back and forth via Facebook because she's having a Facebook party at this present moment. We actually extended it because she told me she had increased her goal to $1,000. And then at some point in our conversation, she's like, so, I think, I would like to, potentially do this, in the future. And I was like, well, what's stopping you now? So you actually walking me through a conversation with Kia helped me kind of learn the questions to ask.
Awesome.
And I just told her, I was like, look, right now would be a great time to join because you're going to get your host credit as one of your half-priced items.
Mm-hmm.
So she's actually talking to her husband tomorrow to see if this is something that she could, potentially start doing. So if it's not right now, it is at least someone I have, contact with that would really want to do this in the future. And she's very excited. And
yeah. And yes, and trying to do it while her excitement's high. Most of the things that are holding people back, unless it's like a move or a specific start date or on a new job or something very specific, most of the other things like being busy or not sure about other things are typically not things that need to prevent people from jumping in and trying right now. So while the excitement's high, now is a good time. So congratulations. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, let's move on here. So are you tracking your contacts? Remember to maintain a log of contacts, booking leads, recruit leads. You can see how many you need to talk to get the results you want. So typically 1 out of every 10 leads turns into something. But if you're not tracking it, it can feel like you contacted 10 people and you may not have quite made it to 10 people. So there's different methods of keeping track of who you're following up with and how many times you've called them. So, I called 15, I ended up getting a hold of 5 and I booked 1 show. And that's a pretty good ratio because honestly, it's 1 out of every 10, but if you're not reaching them, then it doesn't count until you get a hold of them and you get a response from them. So you can do a notebook. I know that on Becky Ishey's team that she talks a lot about lead notebooks. So you would just actually have a whole page or half a page for a contact and you jot down that you left a message or you texted or you talked to them. So that's one method to keeping track of those leads. And who else has a way that they like to keep track of how many people they're calling, what that person said, and when they're going to follow up with them again?
Chantel, it's Alpha. I actually use Excel and have a spreadsheet, and I have notes that I put on it.
I love it. And that's a digital version. So that's awesome. Okay, I do 2 things. And I literally just got home from a party like less than 20 minutes before. So, Tyler, I messed up the screens. So let's see here. I'm in the wrong order now. So I think I have to stop sharing to show you guys. So let me just show you. So mine is really simplistic. A lot of the things that I use to keep up with people, I've used since I was new in the business, so they're always really simple. So I use a weekly calendar for shows. So I'm going to hold this up and show it to you guys. Okay. And then at the beginning of each month, I have a Post-it note that has all the leads that were interested in shows for that month. So every single month when I'm ready to start booking it, I have a list of anywhere from 3 to 5 or sometimes 15 to 20 names that we're interested in, say, January. And so I actually start with that list before I move on to anyone else. And I take little notes next to their name, like I text them, on this date, I Facebook message them on this date. So that allows me to keep track of how many times I contacted them. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint. And I know I bumped something, so hold on a second.
I was so excited today. My dad just gave me a pack of Post-it notes to use.
Cool. Okay, hold on. We got to share our screen again. Not the right one.
Oh.
Okay. Is there a way to go back? Oh, we just keep going the wrong direction. Can you go backwards? No. Will it start over?
What do you mean?
Even with my helper, this is complicated.
Oh, I know. Put it on the screen.
But it's still not in the right one.
It should tell.
Yes.
If you hit escape on your computer, it should allow you to see the slideshow on your left-hand side of your screen.
That's what we did last time. And then people said they couldn't see it well enough.
Well, if you go there and at least click on the slide you want to start back with, and then hit screen share again,
And
it should allow you to go back to that slide.
Okay. Let's try this one more time. Sorry, you guys. Okay. Share screen.
You have to let the stupid bars in the way.
There it is. Okay. I think we got it. Sorry about that. Okay. So we won't stop sharing next time. So fishing in the barrel. So looking for leads is like fishing in the barrel. So you guys can see it again. We good? Awesome. Okay. And what we want to do is we're going to talk about the show today. How do you get bookings at your show? Because like I said, you want to work while you're at work. So there's 4 different aspects of the show where you're going to plant booking seeds: the group hello, the simple selling, confident close, and the checkout chat. So you have 4 chances to plant seeds and get those leads booked and dated at your show. Okay, so the group hello, you're going to thank your host, do guest introductions. For our team, I don't suggest telling your story right at the beginning, but I try to get people really comfortable with me right at the beginning. So what I always start off with is having people share their favorite products. And I ask them to shout out the page numbers too, and I start giving out tickets right at the beginning because it gets them really excited about being at a Pampered Chef party. And a lot of times it refocuses them on the fact that it's Pampered Chef, and they start flipping through the book and they're like, oh, I have the quick stir picture and I love it, and I have the mix and chop. So they get very engaged right from the beginning. And it's a fun, fast way to start. So I feel like they get more comfortable with me right at the beginning, which is what I'm going for. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? Okay. Simple selling and group selling. So this is your hands-on part of your show. And everybody does their shows a little bit different. So I've done hands-on shows for a long time. So that would be your station style show. And those can look like different things. A demo show would be what, at this point, I consider like the original type of Pampered Chef party. That's what we used to do when I first started. And that's more where you actually did the entire recipe step by step and explained each product to people as you went. So if you're doing that style and that works for you, that's awesome. When I originally switched to station style shows, it was a big switch for me, but people really like touching the products, using the products. They typically buy what they use, or they book to get the products that they physically use or kind of gather around. So a station style show can look like a couple of different things. It could be everybody gathered around one large island and doing each step of the recipe together. Or today we had a really large crowd at my party, so we actually broke off into 4 little stations and they individually did steps of the recipe, so they weren't necessarily seeing what the other group was doing. So it can look like different things. A hybrid show, I think, is just a combination of all those different styles in one party. And then a virtual party is obviously online. So we're focusing more on the cooking shows today, but we will throw in a few things about the virtual as well. The confident close is you're the most important part of your party. You have people's attention at the beginning and the end of the show, and pulling people together, doing a really good close, that's where you're going to get the most future business, and the most of your recruit leads comes from that close of the party. So that's what you really, if you're not doing a good close or you're not confident with it, then work on that. That's where you want to improve. So you're going to talk about the benefits of hosting. You're going to talk about joining your team, which we're not focusing on today, but that is an aspect of your close. About the future party pick for the host that's hosting that day, and then use your door prize slips. So just show of hands, who here uses door prize slips at the party? Anyone? Awesome. And if you're not, that's a great way to keep track of your contacts. I write notes, and I'm not going to stop screen sharing this time, but I write notes all over my door prize slips, and I can usually remember a lot of things from people. So you can see I write a little bit about them on the door prize slip. Another thing I like to do, and this does help with future bookings, is I hand out the door prize slips right before we start eating. And I tell them all I need is your name, phone number, and email. And then on the back, I want you to put either 2 or 4 items. If you could have anything in the whole catalog for free, what would you pick? At least 2 items. So this girl, put it a little bit closer here, wants the rock crock and the grill pan and press. Okay, so when I walk out the door, I have everybody's name, phone number, and email on the door prize slip with at least 2 products on the back that they would love to have for free, which makes it a lot easier to follow up for bookings in the future. Okay, checkout chat. Words to use. And you're always going to start with asking a question about joining your team. So it would look something like, have you ever thought of making extra money? Or what intrigued you about the business? Or I had a girl today who said if she had extra money, she'd buy a new car. So I said, are you interested in doing this and earning enough money for a car? So you start with that question, and then if they say no to that, you're going to move on to booking a party. So this particular PowerPoint is about booking, so we're going to focus on that. So you seem to really love that rock crock, and I'd love to help you get one for free. Are you interested in booking a party? I would keep it short and sweet. Work on some word choices that are comfortable with you, and then have a couple questions kind of in your bag that you're going to pull out and ask. So another one would be, you seem to really like the idea of doing a wine, cheese, and chocolate. I'd love to get together with you and your friends and try out this awesome chocolate recipe with peanut butter brownies that are done in 7 minutes in the microwave. Would you like to book a party off of Teresa? Okay, so you might talk about the actual recipe. People typically book for 4 different reasons. So it's the fun, the free, the food, or helping their friend who hosted the party. So you can kind of have your questions match those different reasons. So another one might be, and I use this tonight at my show, would you like to have your own party? I'd love to come and work with you, and I'm really working on getting Teresa a booking for her show. It would be a lot of fun, and it would help her out. Might be a reason for her to book a party. Okay? Any questions? Okay. 2 bookings from every party. So that is a rule to live by. And when you don't succeed in getting 2 bookings from every party, then you'll have to go back to your original lead list to replace those shows that you weren't able to book. So the better you get at bookings, like we talked about, the less you'll have to go back and do that to your original lead list. You're getting all your new leads at your shows. So 1 show replaces the one that you're doing, and 1 show grows your business. 2 cooking shows plus 1 catalog or virtual is even better. So 3 is an even better goal. And here's a chart. So I'm going to read through this because I think this is a really important visual. And if this is not an area you're strong at yet, it'll kind of show you why it's so important to put your time and effort and energy into getting strong at your bookings. So when you have 2 bookings from every party, in the first month, you have 6 parties dated, 2 cancellations. So you hold 4 parties, and then 4 parties held times 2 bookings each means you have 8 new parties on your calendar. Month 2, 8 parties dated, 2 cancellations, 6 parties held. When you hold 6 parties with 2 bookings, you're at 12 new parties. So you might be booked for what, 1, 2, 3 months, depending on how many shows you do a month at that point. Month 3 is 12 parties dated, 2 cancel, 10 parties held. 10 parties held, 2 bookings equals 20 new parties. Month 4, 20 parties dated, 4 cancel, 16 parties held, 2 bookings from each show, and that gives you 32 new parties. Now, who here would love to have 32 new parties on their calendar? Okay. So that's with getting 2 bookings from every party, which is what we want you guys to get good at. 1 booking from every party. Who here feels like they're at 1 or maybe even a little under 1? Okay, awesome. Not awesome, but you're pretty honest with yourself about, where you're at. And let's go through this, and it'll kind of show, if you're scrambling for bookings for any given month, that's why. So 6 parties dated, 2 cancel, 4 parties held. 4 parties held times 1 booking each is 4 new parties. 4 parties dated, 2 cancel, 2 parties held. 2 parties held, 1 booking equals 2 new parties. So month 3, you're starting out with only 2 shows on your calendar, and they both cancel, and you have 0 shows. And then you're scrambling. And you're like, okay, can I just collect a few orders? Can I get active? By month 4, if you haven't replaced any of those shows, you're going to either be continuing to scramble, or you might just feel like, I don't even know who to talk to. So the difference, one booking to 2 doesn't sound like a big jump, but look at how that plays out within 4 months of your business. Okay. Strategies for getting 2 bookings at cooking shows. Effective host coaching. Okay, who here tells their host in the very first call that their goal is to get them 3 bookings from their show? Anyone already doing that? I tell every host that. My goal is to get you 3 bookings. One of the rewards is to have a half price item at every party booked off of yours. So I'm going to work really hard to get you some bookings, and I can usually get you at least 1 to 2 at your party. But I find there's typically somebody who can't come to your show that will book a party. So I need you to be on the lookout for that person. So that might be the person who tells you that their wish list is huge and they can't afford it. It might be the person who's really bummed they can't come, but they have a previous commitment. Or it might be the person who can't come and they just tell you, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've been to a Pampered Chef party. Tell them, you want to know what, book your own party. It'll be a lot of fun, and I actually get a bonus too, so it's a win-win for both of us. And then just make sure you get me that person's contact information so I can follow up. So that's a part of my very first host coaching call. If you're not setting that expectation at the beginning, then you're missing out on bookings that your host might find before the party even starts, okay? Be on time to the party, have your tools clean, know how you want to set up. Make sure you're using high-priced products. I think that's another thing. And if you didn't start with the biggest kit, you may be struggling with which ones those are. So talking about the stoneware product line and bringing stoneware, I encourage our team, if at all possible, to always use a rock crock and a grill pan at every single show and make people really want them. Because most people aren't going to sit down and order both at a party, okay? It does happen, and that's always exciting, but most people just aren't going to order both. So if they want both, they may buy one at that party and book to get the other one. So if you're not using big enough high-ticket items, then that can really shortchange you on some of the bookings. The door price slips, I already explained how I use mine, so I walk out the door with their wish list. So I have a reason to follow up with somebody when the grill pan goes on special and say, hey, I hope you're using and loving all your stuff from Teresa's party. And I know you still wanted the grill pan. I just wanted to let you know that's on special in whatever month, and I would love to work with you. Are you interested? Okay. Full service checkout. That's another one. Anyone here struggle with that? Okay. So setting yourself up again for success with that one. Make sure that you kind of, when you walk into a party, that you kind of stake out where you want to do your full service checkout. Today we had a really nice space to do the party, a nice kitchen, and kind of like a eat-in area next to it and a living room. And it was just a lot of people and it was noisy. So to sit down and do the full service checkout right there would have been tough. I was able to go into a front room with a table and 2 chairs and do checkout there. So try to, if at all possible, go to another room so that you can focus on doing the orders. And if that's not possible, try to come up with a corner that's away from the main bustle and hustle of everybody laughing and talking, and find like a countertop that's a little bit away from everyone else to set up a successful checkout. Ask for virtual parties and referrals. If people are like, no, I can't, I'm not interested in joining your team, I can't book a party right now. I said that to a lady today, she said, I would love to help the host out. It was her daughter-in-law, but my friends just don't do this stuff anymore. We're older. And I said, do you know anyone who might want to have a party? Do you have any friends? Do you have adult children that might want to have a party? So ask for referrals, know your next available dates. So make sure your calendar's ready, and then use booking tools. So the booking tools are some of the things we'll talk about in the next couple slides. Strategies for 2 booking at virtual parties. Again, it's effective host coaching. The funny thing I find with virtual parties is it's typically the same strategies that work well for virtual parties are the ones that work on the cooking shows. So you're really not doing anything different. You're just taking it to a virtual format. So make sure the show is fun. Focus on higher priced products. Booking post. So make sure there's a post every day of your virtual party about bookings. And then the Google survey forms, because a lot of people who don't participate on the actual party will still fill out a Google survey, and they may click that they're interested in booking their own show. Full service checkout. You actually want to call everybody or private message them from every order that you get. So that can really, what I'm finding with the virtual parties is a lot of the people I'm getting to book didn't necessarily order, or they didn't participate, or that, I friended them on Facebook and sent them a message, and I'm getting bookings just because I'm consistently following up with people. And then one thing I love about the virtual shows, you can always book in close, but it's, sometimes you can book in really close with a virtual show, where with a cooking show, you might not be able to book, tonight, tomorrow, but you could start a virtual party very quickly within a few days. Okay. We are executive bound. So I know we have a couple different teams represented, and our Gossett team has been working towards executive for the last few months. And I know some of you other girls are on some teams working towards executive too. I know Kathy's working towards that, and Amanda Jo, and I'm not sure on some of the other leaders, but we have some great leadership here for you guys, and I'm really excited to work with these other leaders. And so you guys are all part of a really great team. Keep your eye on the goal. I feel like we are missing some pictures. Let's see here. And then take action. So let's go back, because I think there were some ideas for using booking like props at your show. Who here has some ideas that they can share on sharing some ways to get additional bookings at their party? Anyone done the gift bags, like the Now and Later bags at their parties? Tabitha, have you done that yet?
I have done them at a vendor event. I haven't done them at an actual party.
Okay, we'll explain it for everyone, because it would work the same at a vendor event as it would at a party.
I give a small gift away at the vendor event that day if they book a party, and then they get a bigger gift at their show whenever we actually have the show.
Okay, so the concept with that is having a couple gift bags for whatever dates that you want to fill, and you put something small in it as a prize. So I think when Tabitha and I talked, it was Season's Best, the citrus peeler. It's nothing big. And then make it look pretty. You can add tissue paper or stickers or whatever you want. And then you say, when you book your party today, you will get to take home one of these gift bags. You get to pick, and then at your show, you'll get, and it would be something a little bit bigger. So you can go with whatever's comfortable for you, dollar amount wise. So it might be the ceramic egg cooker. It could be, I don't know. Anyone have something that they've given away before?
Depending on how much I needed bookings, anywhere from a mix-in shop to a popcorn maker.
Awesome. Okay. Now, one thing I did talk to Tabitha about this week is I typically don't give away prizes unless I really need the bookings. So Paper Chef does a great job of offering excellent host rewards. They do a great job of, you know, giving the host a booking bonus when her friends book off of hers. So the only reason I typically give away a gift is if my calendar is looking really empty and I'm not getting a lot of yeses. If I have a last minute cancellation. So a day or two ago, I had my show for next Sunday cancel. And I wasn't very happy because I am very booked and November's my busiest month and she'd been on my calendar a while. So I actually called another girl who had asked me about any weekends available left this year. And I said, you wanna know what? I just had a Sunday open up. I know we were going to do your party next year, but if you're interested, I will give you a free piece of stoneware if this date works for you. And she took it. So that date refilled within a few minutes of the lady canceling. And now I get to keep my show schedule where I want it for the month. So when you're doing a gift, make sure that you're only doing it for dates you really want to work. So I wouldn't say, if you book a December show, I'll give you a free gift. I would say I have 2 bonus dates left. It's December 2nd and the 4th. And, you know, you'll get the free gift if you pick one of those dates. So you're controlling the dates in your calendar. Does that make sense?
Hey, Chantel.
Yes.
I do. I'm going to turn my video on for a minute, and I'll show you what I did for this event.
Yep. And I stopped the screen share so that I could see you guys.
So this is what I did. I just put a ribbon around the Season's Best with a citrus pillar, and that's what I had for a free thing for if they book for the dates that I posted.
I love it. Awesome. Anyone else have something they can share? What they've done to seal the deal at a party?
I know some people, instead of giving the reward to the new host, they give it to the current host. So if the current host hits 3 bookings before you close out her show, and if she only gets to the second one, she's allowed to rebook her next a show for herself within 6 months or what have you. But if she hits 3 parties booked before her show closes, then they give an extra gift to the host, and then she's a little bit more motivated.
Awesome. Okay. Another one that's really, really easy is to put your host packets out, like on a coffee table or a table that's very visible with the dates on them that you're trying to book. So again, that would just be your Post-it notes. You guys can tell I like Post-it notes, and just marking the dates. And you can even say something like the end, like, I had these 3 packets left, and you can grab one and bring it to me at checkout. You know, pick your date and bring it to me at checkout. So that you still are going to ask everybody about booking, but you might have people walking in with the host packet. They've already picked out their date, and you're just getting it on your calendar. Okay. Any questions about how else to drop booking seeds in a party? I think I want to talk a little bit more about how to get them dated on your calendar before they walk out the door. And then we'll go back to the homework for the week. But any other questions or any other tips that you guys have used in the past that work well for you?
Chantel, another thing that I did at this vendor event is I actually cut up the catalog, because I seen this, and put it inside of a binder. And that seems to get people to look more and get them more interested and drawn in, because now they're looking through the catalog right there.
So you put it in a binder?
Yeah, I actually put it in the sleeves in a binder so they can look through it easily. So that was a good thing I did at this vendor event also.
Okay, I have heard that tip before. So you actually cut all the pages out and put them in page protectors and put it in a binder?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so that, and you could do that as like a reference book. You could take that with you to your shows as well if you needed like a book that was yours that didn't get kind of lost in the shuffle, and use it as a reference book. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the checkout chat and getting them dated on your calendar. So we talked about word phrases to use to ask them if they'd like to have a party, but you're going to get different responses. You're going to get yes, no's, and maybes. So let's see, Angela, you want to just role play with me? That might be easier.
Sure.
Okay. So we'll do yes, no, and then maybe. How's that sound? Make it really easy. Okay. So, hey, Angela, thanks so much for coming to Teresa's party. Have you ever thought of selling Pampered Chef before?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Really?
Or yeah, sorry.
Well, awesome. Well, let's, are you ready to order your kit right now, or do you have questions? What can I do to help you?
Well, I would be ready. I just have one question.
Okay.
What is, how many hours do I have to work a week?
It's completely up to you. How many shows do you want to do, or how much money would you like to make each week?
Well, I just would like to be able to make my car payment.
Okay. So is that 200, 300, 500? What are you thinking?
About 300.
Okay. So you'd have to do about 3 shows a month. So you'd want to plan on doing about 1 a week. Does that sound doable?
Yeah, probably.
And it usually is about 6 hours of your time for a party. So as a new consultant, you'll have to put a little bit more time into your business as you learn the ropes. But then after that, you can expect to spend about 6 hours a week on your business. Does that sound doable?
Can I do some of those online?
It's completely up to you. You can do them all online, some of them online. All cooking shows like we're doing here today, it's completely up to you.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Okay. So are you ready to buy your kit tonight? Or there's 2 options. You can buy your kit tonight and we'll plan your first party and I'll help you get set up for that. Or you can host a party and take up to $50 of the free product off of your kit. So which one sounds like a better fit for you?
Well, since it's this time of year, I'd rather just start doing the parties myself quickly so I can start earning the money for
Awesome.
all the gifts.
Awesome. And so I would just sign her up. So that was really easy. Most of them aren't going to be quite that easy. But if you have somebody that's ready to buy a kit at a show, don't limit them and yourself by making them wait. So you're just going to ask a lot of questions, finding out what they're interested in. So let's focus on the next 2 on just the booking. So you wouldn't be interested in the business. But so, hey, Angela, thanks so much for coming. You seem to have a lot of fun and you helped everybody with those salad choppers. So have you been using them for a long time?
Oh my goodness, yes. Ever since my favorite party that we had and we learned how to use those, I use them all the time. Can't imagine life without them.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you sold like 6 tonight. So have you ever thought of doing this before?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I just don't know when I would have the time.
Okay. Well, we'll actually find that busy people do really well with this because they don't waste a lot of time. So what would be interesting for you with this? Would you like the extra money, the free products, just the fun? What kind of caught your attention tonight?
Well, I really could use all those products you talked about in that kit. I don't know much about cooking really, and I really would like to have the tools to make it easier.
Okay, awesome. So are you thinking you want to do this, or do you have other questions? What are you thinking right now?
I just don't know. I mean, I'm afraid I'm not quite a good enough cook to be able to do this, and
okay,
I'm just not sure yet.
If I gave you some information, would you look at it?
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome. And then it sounds like while you're thinking about this, we should go ahead and plan a party, and that way will give us a chance to talk a little bit more about whether this is a good fit for you. Does that work?
Well, how long? I mean, this is a busy time of year.
Yeah, it's the best time of year to have a party. So
how much time do I need to plan for a party?
We could do a successful party in a week, or we could plan out, I've got a couple dates left in early December. So really it's up to you. We could do November or December. Which one's better?
Well, as long as it wasn't, can we do a weeknight?
Yeah, actually weeknights are my preferred. So I find I have my highest attendance on weeknights. And let's see here. My next weeknight I have open is November 21st. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, perfect. And then I would give her a catalog or a host packet and get her on my calendar and get her set up right there. So that's how to get a booking. It's a lot of asking questions. Okay. Okay. So let's keep going. Do you want to keep doing the nose, or should I see if somebody else wants to play along?
I can do it unless someone else is
Awesome.
super.
Okay. So, hey, Angela, thanks so much for coming. I hope you had a lot of fun. Did you like the chocolate peanut butter brownie or the Chipotle chicken zip better?
Well, you can never go wrong with chocolate.
Yes. And 7 minutes in the microwave is pretty awesome. So I'm glad you liked that.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing something like this before?
Oh, no. No way, not me.
Okay, that's fine. What about booking a party off of Teresa and giving yourself some free products, helping her out and getting with another half price item for her? Would you be interested in having a party?
No, probably not. I love to come to parties and help people buy and order for people, but I'm just not a party planning, like one to have a party ever.
Okay, I totally understand. So would you want me to check back another time? Is it just bad timing, or you'd never be interested?
I really don't think that I would be interested. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the honesty. It's way easier than somebody who doesn't tell me what they're thinking. So do you know anybody who might be interested in having a party? Do you have a friend that hosts a lot of parties, or somebody that could use a lot of great stuff for their kitchen?
Well, earlier I heard you say something about you do wedding showers.
They're a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, my friend's daughter is getting married in, I think next September. It might be a far out from now, but I bet she would. I feel like Pampered Chef is awesome, and she should get all that stuff for her kitchen while she's young, because it'll last forever.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. I would love to work with you on that. So when's the wedding?
I think it's in September.
Okay, perfect. So that's a further out lead. So I wouldn't try to pencil something in now, just for you guys listening. So I would offer Angela the catalog and write down the name, and then put that reminder in my calendar in probably July for a wedding shower, June or July, to touch base, and have her talk it up to the host. So that's going to be a future lead. It's not a right now, but you just got a lead. So perfect. Well, I would love to stay your consultant. And are you on Facebook?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Do you care if I send you a friend request?
Oh, yeah, and I'll keep thinking there might be someone else that wants to have a party, too.
Awesome. I would love it. And you can just message me on Facebook and let me know, and I'll follow up with them. I'd love to work with your friends. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think that gives you guys a good idea. And Angela did an awesome job of playing along, so give her a round of applause there. But that's what checkout looks like. So it's not just taking their order. You are finding out more about them. You're talking about the party. You're asking them about the business. You're asking them about booking a party, and you're going to get lots of answers. Yes, no's, and maybes. And then if it's no to everything, you're going to tell them that you want to stay in touch with them. You'd love to stay their consultant. You'd appreciate it if they kept your information and came back to you as needed. Does that make sense? Did anyone learn something that they haven't done in the past? Go ahead, jump in, share what was helpful for you.
I really like, I've been using the no, not right now, or no, never, and that's been super helpful with following up with people, so you're not spinning your wheels. And then I really, I liked what you said about asking if you can friend request them, because I think it's a lot more personal than just adding them all in or anything like that. Adding them to like your business page or something like that. Yep.
And I have been doing that for years. And I have people that do come back to me. Facebook is an easy way to find somebody. So I have people that'll come back to place an order years later, that kind of thing. So, for all of those leads that, well, I'm obviously going to friend the people who are booking parties, but all of those leads who say that they're willing to keep me as their consultant, it's a great way for them to find me later down the road. Okay. Any other questions? Anything else that was helpful tonight, or any other questions? And we'll go back to the call to action and we'll be done. Okay. So let me share the screen here. Otherwise, I'll just read it, and then I will post this.
The other thing I would say in the show is to make sure you're talking about other options of shows. Like if you're doing a cooking party, if you do Facebook parties also, if you do wedding showers, if you do fundraisers, letting people know that this isn't the only way they can party with you.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. And that you can use your door prize slips to kind of prompt you with that too. So, okay. So the call to action for this week. So congratulations. You're now done with week 2 in the call. And I thank you guys for spending your Sunday night with me. Make sure you do the call to action and get your homework turned in by Friday to your upline, and then we'll see you again on week 3. So by then we'll be halfway done with this whole series. So your mini catalog challenge is to give away 10 mini catalogs to new contacts and collect contact information from them. So that's going to be ongoing homework throughout this. And I know some people on our team got all of them in, some people got some of them, but this will really, really grow your business. So don't just do 1 or 2 or say, oh, this week's really busy. Figure out a way to make this happen. Make 15 contacts this week outside of shows. So that could be 3 contacts a day for 5 days. It could be 5 contacts for 3 days. But this could be your follow-up from people who've bought from you in the past. It could be people who were maybes for bookings and you didn't get the dates out of them at the show. So it could be customer care. It's completely up to you who those contacts are. Listen to the Make It a Network with Heidi Toms and Courtney Cheney. And that is on Consultants Corner, and we can post it on the event as well. Or Make It a Full Calendar with Ann McMillan and Olivia and Shaylin. And I'm not sure how you pronounce the rest of their names. I believe it's an either or. I didn't talk to the other girls, but I think that we typically just require 1 call. So do either or. If you have time or you're, walking or driving to work and can do both, they're both excellent trainings. Power hours on any days you do not have shows. So if you have 7 shows in the next week, you don't have to do a power hour. If you don't have 7 shows, whatever days you're not working, you would want to add a power hour so you're growing your business. And then make a way that you're going to keep track of your contacts. So whether you want to do an Excel spreadsheet, like Tabitha said, a notebook, use your calendar. If you're not tracking it, you are missing leads. I can promise you that. I sit down at least once a quarter and go through all of my files and figure out if I missed any leads. And there's always people that I can follow back up with that just kind of slipped through the cracks and I didn't get a chance to follow up with them. Keep booking your calendar. So whatever your goal in November and December is, that's what you want to have filled. Now, to successfully promote to director, 8 shows on your calendar is going to make that easy with very little stress. So you want to work towards the 8. If you're not there yet, start planning ahead for January as well. Any questions about that? Okay. Well, thank you guys. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for spending this evening with me. And I'm going to stop our share and then stop our recording so I don't have to